What's happening, guys? Welcome to another video in which I'm continuing from the previous functional programming challenges. So this one's about sort an array alphabetically using the sort method. Alright, the sort method sorts the elements of an array according to the function callback. Right, so this is an example. Function ascending order, it declares the function and passes the error to it, and then it returns the error. It calls the sort method on the error and then sorts the array in this function. Alright, so ascending order, it then takes 1, 5, 2, 3, 4, an array of integers, and then returns the sorted array. Right, so another function then it declares, which is reverse alpha, and that takes an array, and then it returns that as well, but this time in a descending order. Right, so by calling the sort function on the error and then implementing the logic in the sort method, right, which uses a callback. Alright, and this was a reverse alpha, and then it's got an array of strings, and then by using this method, the array of string is reversed. So this is a logic to reverse the string, in a descending order. Alright, so you apply the string, you apply the reverse function on the string, and the letters are all printed in descending order because of this implementation of the callback function. Alright, so now it says that note is encouraged to provide a callback function to specify how to sort the array. Yep, callback, which is this one here. JavaScript's default sorting method is by string Unicode point value, which may return unexpected results. Use the sort method in the alphabetical order function to sort the elements of array R in the alphabetical order. Right, so essentially the challenge asks us to sort this array in alphabetical order. So the results should be A, D, C, G, Z, which is A, C, D, G, Z. Perfect. Alright, so how are we going to return it? By using a return keyword, and then what I'm going to do is apply the sort method on this array here. Right, array.sort, and that's it, we're done, sorted. Right, let's check if it does it. First of all, check the test. Yes, that passed. Brilliant. So now what I want to show you guys is the actual printed array in the dev console. So it's going to be like that. See, so after the sorting method has been applied to the array, this array has become in this order. Alright, A, C, D, G, Z. Perfect. So now I'll just do a return and back to the normal code. Brilliant. So let's go to the next challenge. Hooray, we are doing pretty well, guys. Right, this one is about return a sorted array without changing the original array. So in the previous challenge, we changed the original array and sorted it, but this challenge is about we still have to sort the array, but without changing the original array. Alright, let's see how we do it. A side effect of the sort method is that it changes the order of the elements in the original array. In other words, it mutates the array in place. One way to avoid this to first concatenate an empty string to the one being sorted. Remember, the concat returns a new array, then run the sort method. Brilliant. Use the sort method in the non-mutating sort, which is this method here, function, to sort the elements of an array in ascending order. The function should return a new array and not mutate the global array variable. Right, so it shows us the way how to do this challenge here. So we can take this as an hint, alright, and then accomplish the task. So first of all, because it says that the function should return a new array and not mutate the global array variable, which is this one. So what I'm going to do is concatenate an empty array to the one being sorted. So we need to sort this R. I mean, the global array has been passed into this function, non-mutating sort, by parameter R. So I'm gonna create a new array, and then copy the array that needs to be sorted, which is R, and assign it to new the new array. So I'm gonna copy it by using the concat method. Alright, so now because I've got this array in this variable and this array had which is the original array isn't being modified at all. So now we're gonna call the sort method, and then it says run the sort method. So I'm gonna say return, then I'm gonna call the sort method on the new array here. So that would be new array or sort, and then I can't just call it sort directly, because if you do that, sort by default will consider these integers as strings, and hence our results will be incorrect. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is give it a callback function. So put two parameters in there, A and B. Okay, and then I'm gonna return a condition where, so to specify ascending order, I'm gonna say A minus B. Alright, that's all, and enclose these in the curly braces. Alright, that should do the trick for us. Let's see if this passes the test. And yes, it does. You've got this, guys. I'm really proud of you. Keep up the good work. Alright, so let's continue to the next challenge, which is about split the string into an array using split method. Interesting. Right, so the split method splits a string into an array of strings. It takes an argument for the delimiter, which can be a character to use to break up the string or regular expressions. For example, if the delimiter is a space, you get an array of words, and if the delimiter is an empty string, you get an array of each character in the string. Right, so here are the two examples that split one string by spaces, then another by digits using the regular expression. So this one, it separates this string by space, and this one, it says that it splits the string by digits. Alright, so 972. Oops, 2. Alright, so he uses the split method to do that. Cool. Since strings are immutable, the split method makes it easier to work with them. Right. Cool. So now the task is to use the split method inside the splitify, which is this one, function to split a string into an array of words. The function should return the array. Note that the words are not always separated by space, and the array should not contain punctuation. Cool. So we're gonna be splitting the string, the str, which is this one, hello world, I'm code. So this string is passed in the function called splitify via the str variable. Alright, so we're going to be splitting this based on space or punctuations. Alright, so what we can do is use a regex expression. So return str split, and then what I'm gonna do is put the start of the forward slashes for regex expression, and then backslash uppercase W. What this does is it splits the array based on a non-word character, so space or punctuations. Alright, so a non-word character. If I did lowercase, then it would be a word character, but I've done the opposite, which is the non-word character. Alright, so let's see if that test passes. Yes, your powers combined. Oh yeah. So let's go into the next challenge now. Right, so this one's about combine an array into a string using a join method. So combine an array into a string using the join method. The join method is used to join the elements of an array together to create a string. It takes an argument for the delimiter that is used to separate the array elements in the string. Here's an example. So there's a string array, and it calls the join method on the array, and then whatever the result is of this statement, it assigns to this stl variable, right? And then this result we get is hello world. All right. So now it says they use the join method amongst others inside the sentencify function, which is this one, to make a sentence from the words in the string. Alright, here we go. These ones. str. The function should return a string. For example, I like Star Wars will be converted to I like Star Wars. For this challenge, do not use replace method. Alright, cool. So it's given us the constraint that don't use the replace method. We are only allowed to use the join method. Alright, so let's dive in the exciting part now. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is I will create an array of this string. Okay, here. So that would be var string array, and then I'm gonna split the string, and the separator would be the non-alphanumeric characters. Okay, so which is accomplished by an uppercase W. Alright, now since I've got the string array in this format, I'll just output it in the console. Okay, that's my string array. So what I've done is converted this whole string into a string array. Cool. So now that I know that it's being done properly, now I'm gonna just return apply the join method on this string array. So string array dot join, and based on this tip here, I'm gonna just type in a space. So what this will do is connect each of these words by space. So alright, and I'll just show that to you as well, like alright. Okay, here we go. So if I type in here a dot, the array will be joined. I mean, the words in this array will be joined by a dot. If I type it a comma, but the requirements here is to join them by space. Okay, so like this here, space, and space. Perfect. So I'll just remove the comma and type in, and give it a space. Alright, and that's the result for you. And now I'm gonna go back and for returns, keep it there, return the entire result, and that's our challenge. Brilliant. You're doing pretty well, guys. Keep up the very good work. Challenge destroyed. Yes, alpha. Alright, let's go to the next one. Right, so functional programming. Apply functional programming to convert strings into URL slugs. Interesting. The last several challenges covered a number of useful array and string methods that follow functional programming principles. We've also learned that reduce, which is a powerful method used to reduce problems to simpler forms, from computing averages to sorting. An array operation can be achieved by applying it. Recall the map and filter are special cases or reduce. Let's combine what we have learned to solve a practical problem. Cool. Many content management sites, CMS, have the titles of the post added to the part of the URL for simple bookmarking purposes. For example, if you write a Medium post titled "Stop using reduce," it's likely the URL would have some form of the title string in it. Stop reduce, yeah, alright. So this will be the title included in the URL. You may have already noticed this on FreeCodeCamp site, yes. Fill in the URL slug function so it converts our string title and returns the hyphenated version of the URL. You can use any of the methods covered in this section and don't use replace. Here are the requirements. The input is a string with spaces and title cased words. The input is a string with the spaces between words replaced by a hyphen. The output should be all lowercase letters. The output should not have any spaces. Cool. So let's get this sorted now. Right, so we first of all have to convert it into lowercase. So I would say title dot lowercase to lowercase and trim this title as well. So trim, and then I would want to the output should not have any spaces, right? Actually, hang on. We have just fulfilled this requirement here that the output should be all lowercase letters, which is this one, and I'll come to this part here. The output is a string with the spaces between words replaced by a hyphen. So join this by a hyphen, and now what we want to do is split the arrays, split the string after converting it to a lowercase. Split it based on all the non-alphanumeric characters. Alright, so here I'm gonna use the regular expression and / uppercase W, which denotes the oops, my bad. I was supposed to use / instead. Right, so / and then backslash and then W and then plus. So what this does is gives me everything which is non-alphanumeric characters, okay? Or you can say non-words, alright? Perfect. and now don't forget the join thing, and let me just check if I'm doing this correctly enough. Right, do this. Oh, why is it not doing this? Why is it not parsing this? That's interesting. So it says that the requirements is that the input is a string with spaces and title case word, which is this one. Yep, and the output is a string with a space between words replaced by a hyphen, which is this here. So how will it be words? Is how when we split the string, the entire string into an array. Alright, separating by non-alphanumeric characters or non-words. Alright, this will give us the array, and then this will turn the string to lowercase, and then the output should not have any spaces. Yeah, it doesn't, because we are joining the array with hyphens. Interesting. Should return. No, I'm not returning, because if I was, then I would have the return keyword here. Alright, so let's see if this passes. Yeah, it passes. By the way, just to let you know, guys, all these stream methods have to be in a order. So in this order, but so trim, lowercase, split, and join. So first of all, I want to trim the string, and then turn it to convert it to a lowercase, and then split it, and then join it. If I try to remove the order as a random order, let's see if that works as well. Yes, this one, it does work, but I think these two have to be in this particular order. This way, yeah. So we first have to split it. Split it and then join it. We can't do join and then split first. Alright, and this shouldn't work because the array has to be broken first in order to be joined, because that's our goal. Alright, so make sure that you pay attention to the order here. Alright, I'll just do this and dot there, and that should be alright. Have we done it? Yeah, that's it. Alright guys, this is it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed the challenges and learned a bit more and had a bit more practice. Remember, practice makes perfect, and I will come back with further challenges in the next video. Until then, have fun coding.